Shalom family. Researcher claims alien, so Nephilim demonic, DNA was inserted into human genes. In a provocative new study raising eyebrows across the scientific community, not that that takes much these days, I mean a rock called 3i Atlas is raising eyebrows across the scientific community. The researchers suggested that extraterrestrial beings may have tampered with human DNA, inserting alien genetic material that was affecting millions of people today. The claims, detailed in a non-peer-reviewed paper, came amidst a surge in UFO sightings and drew parallels to science fiction of hybrid humans with psychic abilities. Dr. Max Rempel, founder and CEO of the DNA Resonance Research Foundation and a PhD holder from the Institute of Gene Biology in Moscow, Russia, analyzed genetic data from 581 families in the 1000 Genomes project. He identified 11 families with large sequences of DNA that didn't match either parent, including a cluster of 348 non-parental genetic variants. These individuals were born before 1990, predating modern gene editing tools like CRISPR, which only emerged in 2013. Rempel extended his research to 23andMe results from people who self-identify as alien abductees, finding similar non-parental markers. He theorizes this could indicate deliberate alien intervention, potentially granting abilities like telepathy, reminiscent of characters in films like Alien Resurrection. Now, I've spoken about this before. A beautiful way to push the mark of the beast, for example, or any changes in the body, or the blending together of iron and clay, machine and mankind, reaching that singularity, would be to say, hey, we can give you superpowers. Can you imagine? Now, there's a selling technique right there. He speculates that neurodivergent conditions like autism, ADHD, and Asperger's might be linked to these insertions, though he emphasizes it's speculative because the aliens haven't got back to them yet. The implications, if true, could reshape our understanding of human evolution and society. Rempel urges consideration of how much alien hybridization is healthy for the planet, because, I mean, it's got to be healthy, right? Maybe it's natural, whatever. And which, this is good, which alien races we might give priority. It doesn't sound like you have a choice in the matter if this is what's going on. So how do you get to give a priority to certain alien races over others? And how do you make the distinction? Because then you're being alienist, racist, alienist, by choosing the reptiles over the greys. Who knows? Nephilim's Nephilim. Do I believe that the Nephilim are trying to mess with the human DNA? Absolutely. They're trying to mess with God's absolutely perfect plan to corrupt the lineage of man. But I also firmly believe that mankind is messing with the genetics of man, and through snake bites and things, trying to change things in DNA. Why? Because God's name is literally signed into our DNA. The enemy wants to erase all connections everywhere. And yes, the Nephilim would be a large part of this. And yes, offering people superpowers would be a quick way to get people to sign up and say, me too, please. I'd like to be super strong. I'd like to be super fast. I'd like to fly. I'd like to read people's minds. I've seen enough superhero movies that I want some of that. That's what they're going for. They want to turn people into little gods. And then people will line up for that modification and change. But it won't give you that. It leads to damnation. Interesting that we're seeing more and more researchers, specialists, professors, PhDs, experts, government top priority people all openly talking about aliens, and extraterrestrials and things as if it's the norm, where just 20 years ago it was something you didn't mention at all, even if you had an experience, because people would think you were crazy. You'd lose your job, you'd lose your credibility, fighter pilots would be grounded. Did you really see something up there, young man? No, sir, saw nothing, absolutely nothing, I'm fine. Meanwhile, there was an alien flying right next to him. Nephilim. How the times have changed as they prepare the world for the great deception. See that you are not deceived. This is literally the first thing Christ says when he starts explaining the sequence of end times events, when his disciples ask him, tell us when these things will happen. See that you are not deceived. Deception is running high at the moment, high all over the world. Keep your eyes on the Word of God and look at everything through that lens of truth. And trust the author who is with us always, even unto the end of the age. Shalom.